The Monday, March 11th meeting of the Pine Bluffs Town Council. Let everyone rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item is the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Second item is the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second it.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. On to new business. Item number 1 under the new business is review and approve the north property final plat. We have the discussion items on that. Just to be clear, you're convinced we've
Yes,
got all
that's
of your
correct.
concerns
Yep.
cleared up?
That's correct, Mayor. We reviewed and commented, and it was promptly added to, and I reviewed the finished product and recommend approval.
Well, I move to approve the final plat for the north property.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the final plat for the north property. Any other discussion?
I just had the question about lots 39 and 40, or 40 and 49. I don't remember what the purpose of those small cutouts were. Is that town property related?
Let me find, can you tell me what section there?
49 is in the corner.
Yeah, one's like the industrial park.
So the 49 is a setback from a well.
Okay.
It's
Is
a
the
town
same-
well.
Is 40 up north and just to the west of that? Is it the same way?
Yeah, that's a current well.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Also
assumed by the
current
shape that was the case, but I didn't remember for sure.
I believe. Yeah. I'm sure that's right.
Okay.
And I also think lot
There's one in the corner.
25, while it's bigger, it will house the sewer
Yep.
eventually. So,
Okay.
Lot 25 is going to have a lift station on it?
I believe that's, yes, that should be the house. House the lift station. Any other discussion? No? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Do we have to do anything extra for a plat?
Just signed it.
Mayor will need 2 council members to sign in addition to you.
Okay. Great. Moving on to visitor comments. Any visitor comments? Hearing none, department reports, Jana?
Nope.
Just a quick update. We had an airport meeting last Thursday, and Kim was good enough to join us and give a financial report on the airport. Currently, the revenue is running a little bit behind expenses for the year, but that's mostly attributable to some unexpected expenses due to snow removal last year, moving into last spring, or this, I should say this winter. And the fact that some of the leases are annual and don't come due until right before the end of the fiscal year. So all in all, it was not a bad report given the conditions. Also looked at hangar rates, discussed a possible change of those, but that wouldn't happen until September when those leases or rentals are due to be reviewed and renewed. And discussed briefly Mark Michaud's contract that he just signed with CAL FIRE to build airplane parts for them. And there will be an FAA CAL FIRE audit on March 16th through the 18th at the airport and the airport hangar. So the town is assisting with making sure that the airport is in tip-top shape, and hopefully that audit goes well.
Great. Ally?
Just real quick, wanted to take a second to thank Sonia and team, Heather and Jerica, for putting on a great basketball tournament this weekend. I heard from a grandfather many times throughout the weekend. Every time I saw him, he said, "This is a great tournament." So you guys should be proud of that. So wanted to pass that on to all of you. It brought a lot of families to the community, a lot of business to our restaurants. They all were pretty packed over the course of the 2 days. So big thanks to those ladies. They put in a lot of hard work this weekend and leading up to it. The other thing was just to circle back on the direct distribution discussion from last time. That has successfully passed, so as long as the governor doesn't veto our increase, it looks like direct distribution to communities is 1.46 or 146.25 or something crazy for direct distribution to communities and counties. So huge thanks to WHAM, Representatives Wanitzer for their help on that. It's taken a lot of time, so that's all.
Great.
I don't have anything.
Alex?
Cowboy Solar is chugging along. Pre-hearing conference was this morning. I think I counted 16 or 17 participants. And there's some opposition to that.
To the project as a whole.
Yeah, and there's mainly from, neighboring property owners and that kind of thing. A little bit, a fair concern there, the fire, because of, big storage batteries can self-ignite, and
Sure.
right now everybody's worried about fire, so let's put a whole bunch of big storage batteries right in the middle of this pasture, what could go wrong with that plan? And so that's gonna be going to hearing here in a couple of weeks. And Kim and I met with the economist for the division by Zoom or something. We kind of went over what we were doing, and I think we're on the right track. I think we've presented a reasonable and fair request for unmitigated impacts. And I think our figure was something like 430,000. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's better than not having it too. So we'll see what happens there.
Great.
Did they plan anything for mitigation for fire around those things? Do they have like a dead zone or
Well,
some sort of containment for it
The official position of the Cowboy Solar people was the best way to deal with the fires, if there were any, was to let them burn themselves out.
Wow.
I am not kidding about that. So but I suspect that, Fire District 1 is involved and Laramie County's involved, and I suspect there's gonna be some movement on that issue.
So just get the marshmallows and
Yeah.
How big is that projected to be,
In acreage,
or in output?
I don't know in output. I know the cost figure is around $1 billion. It's big. It puts out a lot of power, and I think consumes like 3,000 acres.
that's what I heard, 3,000 acres of solar panels.
Yeah, and then the other stuff out there too, and they're gonna graze sheep under them.
And is all the output allocated then?
I would imagine they have a power purchase agreement with somebody.
Right.
I haven't heard of it being with Black Hills. They're the ones that are gobbling those up, but, I mean, there's several opportunities and options. There's at least 3 major, grid tower lines that go within range of that. Wampa and Tri-State and I think another one. And that's always the biggest problem, is figuring out how to sell it. So,
I think they were planning on consuming it. It was gonna be a Meta,
Oh, they wanted to build next to it.
yeah. That they're planning, that the whole reason they're doing it is because Meta wants to put in a server farm there and consume all the energy. That was my understanding.
That's the reason for batteries.
And I got that from the county commissioner at the landfill meeting.
Interesting. Who wants it?
Meta, Facebook?
What are they, Bitcoin mining or something?
And now they're just gonna put in a
Data storage.
huge data storage unit there,
Sort of like the Microsoft deal, huh?
sort of like, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Interesting. Kim?
The RFP for the north property is being released for bid this Thursday. And today we met, our selection committee met for our ADA pedestrian master plan project, and that we met with the YDOT Local Government Coordination Office, and the firm that was selected was Summit Engineering. So we will start the scope of work and get that out to them and get our contract docs together and hopefully get that project off the ground here in the next 30 days.
Awesome. Do they have, we discussed it today, what's their time frame? The grant time frame
The
is
grant
far
time-
longer than what we would.
Right, the grant time frame is 3 years.
Yeah,
But, I mean, due to the size of the project, I would imagine we'll request that it be done within a year.
anything else?
No, that's all I have for now.
One thing I forgot to mention when it came past me was that, I just wanted to mention that the county has implemented some fire restrictions out there based on the current conditions, and certainly last Thursday, Friday helped, but I want to remind our citizens that we still face some significant fire dangers out there, and that, you know, while we have ordinances that address fire, I just want everyone to be aware that maybe extra precaution needs to be taken given the current state of we're kind of sheltered here in town, but we have a lot of properties that meet up with the boundaries of town where there could potentially be a problem with a larger grass fire and, maybe especially up in our, Bluffs area, that people be extra vigilant in not doing things there that might, have a negative impact, so. Just wanted to mention that. Announcements and meetings,
The next meeting is Wednesday, March 27th at 6 PM. Also a reminder that if you plan on attending the quarterly meeting, which is April 17th, that we need to RSVP by April 3rd.
okay? Anything else? If nothing else, I would hear a motion to go into executive session.
I move to go into executive session for personnel.
Second it.
Moved and seconded to go into executive session for personnel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.